2, 1.
Hello.
What's up? Look, everybody, in case you definitely didn't get to hear this. George, you guys missed George's unbelievable singing voice that just fucked my ears up, dude. I'm glad the cameras were not.
Yeah, because I think certain fighters after last night have come to the end of their road. I think Frank Mir, I think we've seen Frank Mir about, yeah.
Yeah, he's just, but before we get to that fight, we're going to recap the fights from last night. It was an interesting card. The most interesting thing about it, obviously, were some of these undercard fights because there were some vicious-ass knockouts. Wow.
Eight knockouts total, I think, on the entire card. They said it tied a record.
Yeah, it tied a UFC record, and then that shit kind of pretty much came to a halt at the main card.
For all you folks out there who watched SportsCenter this morning, you got to see Ramsey Najim make it. Unfortunately, that was a nasty right hand. He I don't say walked into, but ate. It was an overhand right, and I mean he was out before he even started moving toward the ground. That looked nasty. Yeah,
you can find that on SportsCenter. Now, starting with Matt Brown, the Matt Brown fight. What you say?
Dude, to me, that was a great fight. That was such an exciting first 2 rounds and a great way to start off the card.
Yep.
Because to me, what happens is you get these, oh, cool, man, fucking UFC's on TV. I'm turning this fucking shit on, man. I don't want to watch no people dry hump, wait for somebody to punch, and then rub their dicks on each other.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. If you got to watch that fight, that's what a lot of us, why we tune into the UFC and what we're looking for.
Yeah, and it's funny you say it because Matt Brown, man, when I think of like when I just think of MMA fighter, I think of Matt Brown. And why I say that is because he's always around. He's always improving. He's got the fucking iron chin. He's never been knocked out. And you know what? He's one guy that seems to be able to really overcome adversity and be better and improve his game and get better. And he's so well-rounded. I mean, we saw him, a couple years ago have 4 straight losses, and now he's worked his way to 5 straight wins, and he's in contention to maybe possibly get a title shot.
I don't see why not at this point. I mean,
yeah, who else is out? Well, there's a lot of people out there now in that class. That class is actually getting kind of deep. But I mean, he stopped Mean. How do you say his name, George? Go ahead, man. Why don't you fuck it up? Mean?
Yeah, Dana came out and made an excuse for the young man and said maybe he was nervous. Well, I'm going to tell you what. To me, all your nerves should go out the window is the first time you get punched in the fucking head.
Yeah, I mean, once it starts, the fight starts, all those nerves should just kind of go away. But whatever the case, he got knocked out a minute into the second round. So Matt Brown got the job done, and he's continuing to work his way towards a title shot.
Now, what weight class is Matt Brown?
Welterweight.
Do you know he's not even ranked in the top 10?
No, I can see that because, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, he's working his way to a title shot, but one thing you have to...
So basically his next fight should be somebody in the top 10.
Exactly. Because, I mean, taking nothing away from him, but the 5 people he's beaten, they're just not formidable opponents. You know what I mean?
Right. So, I'd like to see... here are some guys in the top 10. You got Koscheck, Robbie Lawler, Tarek Safadine, Martin Campton, Nick Diaz, Damian Maia. I mean, the big humdrum right now is Damian Maia versus Nick Diaz. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind watching Tarek Safadine or Mark Campton fight Matt Brown.
Yeah, that would be good, And if he can just keep his winning ways, I mean, sometimes when he's had these, bigger fights against, better opponents, he's kind of folded. Not folded and give it, but just he hasn't been successful. He hasn't come out with
a Michael Bisping.
Yeah, pretty much. Now,
or Uriah Faber.
Yeah, very good. That's 2 in a row. You want to go for a third person that kind of fits in that category?
Chael P. Sonnen?
That's your nigga. Comical, brash, and sometimes politically incorrect. The Uncut Sports Show. Non-traditional sports coverage delivered the way you like it by your uncensored co-hosts, Kevin White and George Bedford.